Hello there, this is Micah and welcome to the next video in the 7 Levels of Energy series. Today we are going to dig in on level 2, which is the I win, you lose energy. Just to recap, level 1, that is the I lost energy. It's the victim. It's when something's truly happened to you or you feel as though it has, and understanding, okay, that's happened. How do I respond my way out of this in a healthy way? All right, level 2. If you watched that level 1 video, you also heard me talk about a lot of times when you're living in level 1 a lot, you just bounce back and forth between level 1 and level 2, where you go from like sad and despondent, depressed, to angry, and just flipping back and forth. And it's a little trap you can get stuck in. That's why level 1 and 2 energies are so different from 3 to 7. Okay, that's why they're so different, and I talk about that a little bit in the intro video. Okay, level 2, I win, you lose. Level 2 energy is full of anger. Sometimes it can almost be called I win, I lose. Anger or energy, because you're beating yourself up into quote unquote positive or good outcomes. And the cost of these things you're trying to do, whether you're a business owner or your health or your whatever you're trying to do anywhere in your life, if you're using a anger and a negative enforcement to motivate yourself into action, you're going to drive yourself back into level 1 energy, because that is I win, you lose energy. It is an energy that when other people win, you feel like you've lost. Oh, I didn't get this. And it's not so much that you have to feel like they lost when you win, but you just perceive it in a way, well, if you get it, then obviously they didn't get it because I got it. That one's mine, right? Does that make sense? That is that feeling where you're always on the lookout. It's like you're on the hunt nonstop, and you can't even enjoy what you do get, right? You beat yourself up for so long, and then you accomplish this huge thing, right? My world is real estate. I remember early on in my career beating myself into submission to sell a house, to get it, to sell the house, make a bunch of money. I didn't get to celebrate the money. I just had to keep beating myself up to keep selling houses. It was a very negative, reinforcing environment where you're getting an outcome that you want, but the thing you're doing to do it is killing you from the inside out. This level 2 exists, man, reverberates everywhere in your life. Pay attention to it. A way to pay attention to how much level 2 energy you're either getting switched to or just naturally exist is how often are you bothered? Like truly bothered, even if it's something silly. Pay attention to like your heart rate getting hot and that feeling where you feel the right to be angry. That's level 2 energy. That, whereas someone cuts you off in traffic is such an easy one. Someone just does something that you don't prefer, right? Pay attention to when your preferences get pushed, because when your preferences get pushed, that is where we can convince ourselves I have the right to be angry, and then I start doing things that are not in my best interest, right? You want to pay it forward to your future self. Everything you do from here on out after you watch this, you want to think about the behavior and think to yourself, is this going to do good things for me later? Things that I want or things that I don't want? Right? Someone cuts you off on the interstate, you freak out, lose your mind. Okay, what happens? Let's say you wreck your car. You definitely don't want that. Let's say you get pulled over. Definitely don't want that. All the things that happen just because something happened that you got bothered by. Your food taking too long at a restaurant. You'll disturb somebody else's day for something that I promise you they don't want to happen, just because something's happening that, obviously you don't want to wait long. However, it doesn't give you the right to shift to victim energy and have this, right? You're having a response like something terrible happened, and all that happened was you got cut off in traffic, or your food was late, or just silly stuff. If you are bothered by silly stuff constantly, if your mind is telling you all the time, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that, you're just living in level 2 energy. And I highly encourage you, let's deploy willingness to accept self-honesty. Let's wash ourselves. That's the tool we discussed in the second video. Let's wash ourselves, find mindfulness and gratefulness. I'm glad I got a car. I'm glad I'm sitting somewhere where I at least get a chance to eat, right? Literally find mindfulness and gratefulness. As every time you notice it's bothering you, be mindful, deep breath, release it, be present. What does this moment truly have to offer? Because that's what you're going to notice as you learn to shift back to the higher energies. Because what we're shifting from out of 1 and 2 is minimum 3. If you can get to 3, that I win energy, and we're going to really dig into that between this video and the next video. When we're jumping in from I win, you lose, or yeah, I win, you lose to I win, it is gaining control and understanding that, you know what, nobody gets to disturb your peace. During this time, if you're experiencing a lot of level 2 energy, you probably feel the need to prove yourself to a lot of people because you don't quite believe in yourself. You feel a lot inside yourself. Your peace isn't there, and this need to prove and for people to show, they got to show you that, hey, you're doing the right thing for you to even believe you're doing the right thing, right? You're very much looking for external influence, where external influence is useful, but not at the wrong part of the process. At this point, it's you. You got to get yourself peaceful. Do you want to live a life that's hectic? Do you want to live a life where you're always up and down and all around? I promise you, there's a better way. And it's shifting from that energy into minimum level 3, right? Which is the I win. And all it is, I win, you lose. All we got to drop is you lose. The willingness to accept self-honesty. If your willingness to accept self-honesty in that moment, you will not care anymore. Nobody has to lose. Nobody needs to feel your energy and your anger. No one needs to know that you're upset, right? Nobody. Doesn't matter. Okay. That is the power of the shift. And all of a sudden I just win. I will tell you how many times, I love the restaurant example for this, something that happens to all of us is our food. You're going to sit down sometime, your food's going to be late. I cannot tell you how many times by just having a smile on my face and being patient, I didn't just get that meal free. I got multiple meals free and coupons for bunches of stuff. Because people are like, man, we really appreciate you just not getting really upset with us and making it worse. We didn't want it to happen to begin with. So we're going to comp today, give you so much more. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. When I was going through this stage in my own life where I was moving, because I used level 2 hardcore. I lived on it for years. When I was making this shift and becoming this better person that was doing this, that was noticing, hey, I don't have to be bothered and I don't have to spray my bother all over other people. And when I stopped doing that, breathe through it, calming myself down, the level of improvement in my life, it's very quick. You will notice. You will notice just how peaceful you are, how peaceful you feel, how different you think when things that come along hit you and want to make you live in that level 2 energy or lower. You'll see it for what it is. Recognize, okay, nope, don't have to buy into that. And remain. That's when we're starting to use power. That's when you're starting to get, I call it sitting in your seat of consciousness, that one right in the middle. You are controlling your life using this energy and dealing with what life brings you. Controlling your life is about going through what life brings you well, right? We don't have control of everything it brings us each day. We control how we go through it. That is controlling your life. Control how you go through experiences. And that's what these energies will let you do. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.